Welcome to Girls Who Read Porn. Please be advised that this podcast contains mature content for mature audiences. The title might have given that away though. We would also advise you triple check the trigger warnings of each book prior to the episode, and if it's not for you, we'll see you next week. Each episode includes major spoilers, so make sure you read the book, and don't say we didn't warn you. With all that in mind, on with the show.
Welcome to another episode of Girls Who Read Porn. I'm here with G.
I got a story.
Who's apparently smashing some G.
No.
Go on,
You want some gear, G?
I got a new rain jacket, and on the tag it said waterproof and breathable, and I read it as waterproof and breathable. And I was like...
And Betty. Hi, Betty.
Hi.
And welcome
Welcome.
to another episode of Girls Who Read Porn. We're all together. We just did an episode before, so I think we're a little bit loopy right now.
How is it about doing this that does that?
Yeah, I'd like to start this episode by letting everybody know that I'm extremely happy. I'm so happy today.
So upbeat.
I'm so excited. I'm so happy. Keep that in mind for the remainder of the episode.
Nice.
I'm going to start every episode
Today
like
we're talking about Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score.
Yes.
Should I read the blurb first?
Ratings and then blurb, I think.
Okay, ratings.
Who's starting?
Go.
Oh, go. Go nuts.
You go.
3, 4, 3,
I
4,
knew
I
it.
don't know. Middle of the road. I don't know, it's a book. It's a book. It's neither here nor there.
I would like to give it a 3-star.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 4.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. It's one of those bread in the porn sandwich books.
It's like a required reading, isn't it, almost?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you read smart, you have to read this book. But I actually got real pissed off about it when I went to go download it, and I'll explain after I read the blurb.
Okay.
Yeah. Bearded bad boy Barber Knox prefers to live his life the way he takes his coffee, alone. How do you take your coffee alone?
What does that mean? Does it just mean like without sugar?
Wait a second, I don't understand.
Like without anything else?
Like
you
a black
without?
coffee?
Somebody explain to me what the fuck I just read.
Like
doesn't
the
drink
coffee
black.
is alone?
But he doesn't drink black coffee.
He doesn't drink black coffee. I don't know what that means.
Somebody else wrote this blurb, not the author.
That's fucking demented. She needs to have a look at this. Unless you count his best house. Demented.
I don't know if it requires the word demented. It's not that big of a situation.
I haven't heard that word for like the past 15 years.
It's
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've been using it a lot recently. Do you know why?
Why?
Because the Vanderpump Rules reunion, and then it just got stuck in my head. Because she was like, you are subhuman, demented. No, a dementor. And like, she just like went off at her. And I'm like, I really like that word, dementor.
I don't think the word's dementor because that's a made-up word.
Yeah,
Harry
that's
Potter
the thing from
fiction.
Harry
No, I
Potter.
know, but I have been using the word dementor.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
like, you're a dementor to Josh.
That's what you are, Benny. It's like the
soul-sucking.
happiness out of everything.
Unless you count his basset hound, Waylon, Knox doesn't tolerate drama, even when it comes from a stranded runaway bride. Naomi wasn't just running away from her wedding, she was riding to the rescue of her estranged twin to knock him out Virginia, a rough around the edges town where disputes are settled the old-fashioned way, with fists and beer, usually in that order. Too bad for Naomi, her evil twin hasn't changed at all. After helping herself to Naomi's car and cash, Tina leaves her with something unexpected. The niece Naomi didn't know she had. Now she's stuck in a town with no car, no job, no plan, and no home with an 11-year-old going on 30 to take care of. There's a reason Knox doesn't do complicated or high-maintenance women, especially not the romantic ones. But since Naomi's life imploded right in front of him, the least he can do is help her out of her jam. And just as soon as she stops getting into new trouble, he can leave her alone and get back to his peaceful, solitary life. At least that's the plan until trouble turns into real danger.
Very good.
Thank you. I pride myself on reading blurbs. When I first read this book, it was free on Kindle Unlimited.
Mm-hmm. It's not anymore.
Not anymore.
It's not anymore.
No.
And that shits me to tears when authors get deals.
Yeah.
I guess because it got so popular.
It is
A
very
lot.
popular.
I know, but there are so many people who can't afford to do anything but Kindle Unlimited, and it takes it away from them. When you are an OG Kindle Unlimited author, like for example, the Swan Star, who keeps it on Kindle Unlimited, when you take it off, you're an asshole.
How much?
I feel very deeply about that.
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
I
I
get
understand that. Yeah.
It was a $13 fucking book.
Yeah.
That's expensive
I don't
for
think
Kindle.
ebooks should be any more than like $5.
Nothing more than $5. $13 for a book. I almost cancelled it when I saw the price.
Because
I was like, I've got the money. It's just the principle.
Yeah. And I understand paying more for physical copies of books because there's like labor behind it, right? Like especially like indie authors or people like indie like publishing companies. You know, you want to like support them, but Amazon and an ebook.
Yeah,
exactly. How many pages was this book?
It was pretty long.
It was long. She literally could have. I don't know how many pages it was. Book details. Here we go.
It's like nearly 600, 700 pages.
Yeah, nearly 600 pages, right? The only reason why I asked that is because they get paid per page.
Yeah.
So the reason why she's made it $13
will be the
so
equivalent
that it equates to what,
she gets paid per page. Yeah, I don't know, like, and especially I get a little bit maybe more heated in these kind of books because you're not going to read them again. It's a one and done kind of book.
Yeah.
Exactly. I've read it before, but I'm reading it again because we're on the podcast. I'm not going to read it again after this.
Yeah,
like I enjoy the book. It's a good mid-range, like you need a beach read or you don't want to think too hard and you want to read a book, fantastic, read it. It's the bread of the porn sandwich.
Yeah. It's not it's not like
it's not value at $13 for me. I think that's fucking crazy. I thought it was crazy when I saw that because I've read the book before as a Kindle Unlimited book.
I feel like it's not like particularly with romance because Kindle Unlimited and romance books sort of go hand in hand. Like it's how most like so many romance authors sort of get their books out there. And if you look on Kindle Unlimited, like the categories outside of romance, it's really a lot of just like crime and thriller, which is I guess sort of like a category that's kind of been lumped in as the same sort of like worth as romance, like romance, crime and thriller. Like people kind of think of them and like they're both sort of easy, like just sort of like cheap thrills.
Yeah.
So so I don't know, just like you know, it's not a community where people do buy books full price or buy them in person. Most people read on Kindle Unlimited.
Yeah, and I think it's such a fucking bullshit thing to do to so many readers who are her original readers. Like we read last year by a thread or whatever, and that was all Kindle Unlimited.
But it's just like they're not like this. This sounds awful, but like they're not books you put on your shelves. Like for one reason or another, like you know, you read it, you done, you move on.
It's not the Odyssey.
No. It's not a classic. It's not something you're wanting to keep for a long time. I just like that's why I like Kindle Unlimited because there are a lot of books that I want to read, but I don't particularly want to keep and or read again. So
it's like an accessibility issue, isn't it? You know, that's a lot of people don't have the funds to buy. Yeah, like you're right, or to have anything other than Kindle Unlimited. Like I
know so many people like that. Yeah. I know so many people like that who they are so budgeted that they can only afford that whatever the Kindle Unlimited is every month.
That's what I do because I'm like I have Kindle Unlimited and then I only buy books new like in a hard copy if it's like a book that I've already read and I love, or it's, you know, something I've been really looking forward to. Apart from that, I buy all my books secondhand because books are really expensive and they have no value.
Yeah.
We were talking about this. The H.D. Carlton book is $7 in the US, hard copy.
Yeah.
Why is this $13 on a fucking electronic device?
Yeah.
Whatever. I don't care about. It's the principle.
Because you don't even get like the value of displaying it. Like at least when you buy a physical copy of a book, it goes on your shelf. You have it in value. You can display it if that's a book you choose to display. But as a physical thing, as a non-physical thing, as an electronic book, it just sits hidden in your Kindle. Like there's nothing to it.
I, honest to God, almost cancelled the book for this week. I was so angry when I saw that. I was like, this is wrong. This is immoral. In my mind, it's immoral. I don't know. I think it's anything over $5, you're right, isn't worth it.
Even $5 is pushing it for me.
That's pushing it. Like there have been times where we've bought books and I've just thought, oh, really? Like, why? Why are you...
Yeah.
But I've never bought a $13 book before on Kindle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot, eh?
$13 is insane. That's a lot
yeah.
of money. That's a meal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
That's an
that's
actual
more than a meal for most people as well.
That's fucked up. Lucy Score needs to check herself because that's just fucked up. Soz. But
Yeah.
what do we like about the book? Honestly, it kind of turned me off it. Like, I really like the book, don't get me wrong, but it did turn me off it. I was like, this is fucking wrong.
Because you go in thinking you go in thinking like, fuck, I just spent like $13 fucking dollars on this book. Like you puts you in like a headspace.
Puts you in a bad headspace. Because the first time I read it, I was like, great, 5 stars, stoked about it. It's Kindle Unlimited. It's a free book. In my it's like Girl Money. Have you seen those recent TikTok videos where it's like Girl Money? Kindle Unlimited is Girl Money.
Yeah.
Like, it's free.
Yeah.
Basically, I don't see it.
It's essentially free because you don't see it and you're just downloading books for free and shit. Girl math, yeah. But the moment I paid for it, I'm like, you've already lost a star from me. Because you've put me in a shit mood.
I definitely think like it's a fine line, right? Because you want authors to be paid for their time and their effort, and you want them to be able to have the ability to write full time. So like you want like their job to exist, but you also have to remember that like a lot of people that read, like they read because it's cheap and easy as well.
If you're getting paid 5 cents a page by Kindle Unlimited, you can keep it on Kindle Unlimited.
Well, you know what I mean?
Especially when you've got a long ass fucking book like that.
Enough people have read it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I think by upping the price to that much, taking off Kindle Unlimited, all you're going to do is lose money. You're going to have less people reading it. So you've made it more expensive but less accessible, which is like kind of odd. Like,
I was considering not reading it.
Yeah.
And the thing is, if it was free, I was thinking about it. If it was free, it was still on Kindle Unlimited. I would have read the other 2 this week. I would have just kept going because, like, you know, I enjoyed it enough to finish it. But now I'm never going to read the other 2 books. No, I'm not going to spend $40 in 1 week on fucking books.
No. Like, I think, it is weird. It's a bit odd.
I felt it put a bad taste in my mouth when I started reading
I really expected
it.
I've
never spent $13 on a book.
I really expected it to be on Kindle Unlimited too, because it just seems like a Kindle Unlimited book. Like
it is a Kindle
so
Unlimited
many really
book.
popular authors put their books on Kindle Unlimited. You know, like it's
T.L. Swan, who sells a lot more than she does, is still on Kindle Unlimited and she refuses to do it otherwise.
Yeah. Like almost all of the books that we read are on Kindle
Jade
Unlimited.
West.
Yeah.
Emily Raff's books are on Kindle Unlimited and they're fucking insanely popular.
Yeah. The only one that I remember that isn't is Icebreaker.
Yeah.
But that was not $13. No. That was like $7
and that
or
one was never on
Kindle
Unlimited. They released
it was never on Kindle Unlimited. And it was also like 1 billion pages. Yeah. And it was like $6 or $7.
And she was a brand new author, so
yeah, like she'd been picked up. She wasn't independently publishing.
Yeah.
So like,
bad taste.
Yeah.
Not a good move, Lucy Score. Soz, but I just don't give a fuck anymore. I'm going to say it how it is.
Yeah.
No, I mean, like, I think we should.
How it is.
Like,
shitty move.
I definitely think we should because, like, we need to, like, I think as this community gets like more popular, these books are really coming into like their popularity at the moment.
Like they're in bookstores now.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Before they weren't in bookstores. 2 years ago when we started this podcast, none of those books were in bookstores.
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. Like they're really coming into their like peak of popularity. Like as someone who reads these books, like I don't want to be taken advantage of.
It feels that way. And it put a bad taste in my mouth. The first time I read it, I was like, great book. And I feel like that whole experience of getting it for free through Girl Money on Kindle Unlimited is what makes it fantastic, because when you read by a thread, it's on Kindle Unlimited. You're like, great, what a fantastic rom-com. It's part of like, you know, that thing. But I've just dropped $13 for a book, which is a Kindle Unlimited book.
Yeah. I get your frustration.
Shut
it's
me
very,
to tears.
very valid frustration.
Yeah.
I'm sure other people
very,
feel it.
very annoyed. I was very annoyed. And honestly, with the price that it was, and I know that I keep going back to it, but with the price that it was, like, I would have spent money like that on The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Yeah.
I wouldn't spend money like that on a fucking rom-com.
Yeah, it's like because it is a beach treat, really, isn't it? It's a vacation read, essentially.
Yeah.
It doesn't have enough
Honestly.
like substance
No.
for me to keep.
But can you tell me, honestly, if you read it as a Kindle Unlimited book, do you think you maybe would have given it a better rating?
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I think
so. I think it's a subconscious
Yeah,
thing
I
because
agree,
I
I
immediately
agree.
Yeah.
I do definitely hold a higher value to books that I've spent more money on.
Yeah, I guess because also like especially if
it's
you're
not worth $13 fucking dollars.
if you're like especially I think for people like me and Betty, we like buying like hard copy books, but we also love our Kindles. So you kind of get used to having like more, I guess, sort of like you like intellectualize the books that you have in hard copy more because you've spent more money on them. So you like kind of want to be challenged. This wasn't challenging.
I only have like 15 books and they are all expensive as fuck. Because they're all books which I looked at and I thought I have to have this because it's amazing in this and this way.
Yeah.
I do not spend money on books. You guys know this.
I definitely think it is frustrating when you're the kind of person that only buys books if you know you're gonna like it. Like I have a couple of like spot novels, like things that fit into that category. Like I have like the Ravenhood series and like a couple of Katie Robert books. And I bought an after, obviously, Olivana Todd's. But I bought those because I know I love the books, and I also read them online before I got them physically, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, I can understand because the thing is that you will read after several times.
Have done already.
I'm never going to read things. Literally the only reason why I've read it 2 times, I could have gone with just reading it the once, is because I brought it onto the podcast.
Yeah.
I never would have read it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I probably won't think about this book ever again either.
No.
Never. Why would you? I just think it's a fun, like, in-between book. Sometimes you've got to have in-between books on the podcast. I enjoy it. I think it's an easy read, and it's something that's very popular, and people have asked us to do it.
I am.
So, fantastic. We're here. We're doing it. Thank you for bringing it up to us. I'm more than happy to do it, but I just don't see the value. And $13 is honestly, like, I could see spending $13 on 50 Shades. I know that 50 Shades is a shit book, but it's a popular book.
Yeah.
It's on another scale. I can see spending $13 on After. There are movies made after it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't think I'd spend $13 on After, honestly.
No, I would, because it's on another scale. It's on another like level. Whereas this is not.
Yeah.
No.
Sorry, we've been going on about this for 20 minutes. We've got to move on. I'll lose my fucking mind.
I think one of the things I did like about the book was the fact that it was an easy read and it didn't try to not be an easy read, which I think was actually really essential because in this book you have a really big cast. You've got a lot of characters, and that kind of reminded me of Icebreaker because I guess that was the last one that we did that had such a big cast of characters, but it didn't like fill in so much just mind-numbing effort just trying to remember all of them and their backstories.
I didn't feel like I was lost.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like the simplicity was its best part. I don't think it was as good as By a Thread.
It's not as good as By a Thread. And I don't know why it is on...
It's unique. That's what I would give it.
It's very different to anything we've read.
The story is unique. I've never read anything like it. I have and I haven't, right? I've read the like Lost Woman Gets Saved by a Grumpy Man plot quite often. But I guess the family drama and the crime element is unique to this particular story. So I understand its popularity.
I do think her writing is quite unique as well. She's quite good at keeping it fast paced and I don't know. Yeah, her writing is quite similar to other rom-com writers, but maybe with just a little bit, it's just a little bit easier to follow, even though she has these really OCD characters, type A characters.
And the cover is so different from what the book actually is.
Yeah, it is. When you look at the cover,
I know why they did it because the daisies. Yeah.
But it's just, it reminds me of a majority of Colleen Hoover's books where you look at the cover.
You look at the book and you think it's going to be really sad. I thought the book was going to be sad because it looks at it sort of melancholy, and it's called Things We Never Got Over. So I was going to be oh my God, is it going to be sad? but it's
No.
not. Like, but that was
But
like
the
my
thing is,
initial. That was my initial thing before
Yeah, I
I
know,
read
but
the
like,
blurb.
why would I ever bring a side book onto the
I don't know.
podcast?
You'll surprise us one day.
Like, one day I'll come in and I'll be like, okay, every single dog in this dies and children die.
Yeah.
Great. No.
No, I agree. Like, she's so good at writing rom-coms. They're so easy to read. Like, just fantastic at keeping it chill, keeping it easy, and keeping you like invested in the storyline as well.
Yeah.
Because there are so many times where I read a rom-com and I'm like, what the fuck am I actually reading?
I do have a question though about one of the running jokes. I don't understand the pun behind the niece's name.
Waylay, because her mother put her on layaway. She never thought she was going to keep her. Yeah.
I did not get that. Didn't.
How?
Because I didn't even know that word was a thing.
Do you know why you didn't get it?
Why?
And I actually thought about it because that was explained before in the original version that I read.
And then they cut it.
They cut it.
Yeah, I didn't even know that word existed, honestly.
Layaway.
Yeah, layaway. Didn't know it was a...
Yeah, so it used to be like before Afterpay, they used to do this thing called layaway where if you, like for Christmas, for example, you wanted to buy Christmas presents in Kmart or something, you would put like $10 down every week, and then once you paid for it, you would get
We
it.
call that hire purchase here.
Yeah, that's
okay,
why.
yeah. So it's called layaway here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why they called her Waylay, because she was just waiting to kind of sell her off, get rid of her kind of thing.
God.
Yeah.
Rough.
But that was explained in the first version of the book that I read.
Yeah, so they even edited it too.
I actually thought that. And I also thought the editing in this book was absolutely shithouse.
Was that your least favorite part, Ola?
Yes, was the fact that the first one that I read had better editing, and then they fixed it up somehow and they fucked it up. There were certain parts which just were like,
you know what's really
spaced
funny?
Incorrectly,
is you spent $13 on a worse version of the book.
I know. Do you know how angry? Honestly, Betty, I was not.
No good, eh?
Because I'm pretty sure in the original book they change her name from Waylay to something else that she chooses.
Well, that would have been nice.
I think,
yeah,
considering
like,
the pun behind the
the
name
ending a bit or something. I don't know. Maybe they didn't change it, and I'm making that up. But I know that that's why she was called Waylay.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Man.
My least favorite part is something that is not specific only to this book, and I was talking to G about it. Why is it in these contemporary new adult rom-com books the perspective is like, and it really frustrates me because we're all about diversity until it comes to like this, right? Why is it if you're a woman with piercings, tattoos, and wear leather, you're only seen as fuckable in a casual sense? But if you're innocent and you wear
romance,
flowy dresses and you're sweet and you're Taipei, like you're marriage material.
And it's
like
always
why
those
can't they make a
women
rom-com about a
that
chick with a fucking piercing?
Yeah, it's
like
it's
they
always
are
those people
out
that'll
there.
turn the man around.
Yeah, they are out there, but there's this immediate.
They're really not, though. You think that they are, but they're not, because I've read a lot of rom-coms.
They're all in like dark romances. All of like the
Tessa Bailey. I know. I'll give credit. Tessa Bailey, Killer Romance. She was covered in tattoos.
Oh, Killer Vacation.
Killer Vacation. Sorry, yeah, she was.
No,
That's not a rom-com to me.
Killer Vacation. She wasn't covered in tattoos. She was a kindergarten teacher.
Yeah,
that was the exact same thing. She was all like bouncy and cute.
Okay. Anyway, so it's actually really it's actually really frustrating me because it is so because I fit into the category of like piercings, tattoos, wears leather, right? And it's actually kind of demeaning and frustrating to be seen as like a hot-headed casual fuck, not wife material, like can't settle down, like pump and dump kind of woman just because of the way that I choose to appear to the world.
Yeah,
I literally got the tattoo done, walked out, and I'm like, Josh, buy me a gun, get me a Harley, I'm fucking ready. And the tattoo is like the size of my fucking nail.
Yeah,
I'm like, fuck, guys, watch out, I'm becoming a criminal. So I was being so facetious.
I would like for romance book to catch up with the rest of the world, honestly.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's that
because sometimes if you are covered in tattoos and you have piercings, you are a massive romantic.
This also leads into an issue that I've been thinking about a lot. I feel like romance books, just I guess popular ones in particular, or maybe rom-coms, they focus more on the trope than the character. So you go in thinking like, oh, like, you know, like when you're looking on Kindle and you see the title of a book and it's like keyworded with like everything you could ever think of.
Yeah,
Like
enemies to
Grumpy
lovers,
Sunshine,
boyfriend's
enemies
best
to lovers,
friend.
boyfriend's best friend, stepbrother, fucking sports romance, right?
Like it's a porn category.
And so I just feel like in like feeding into these tropes so much, you actually
literally
take
is a
away
porn
from
category,
the
that's the thing.
categorization of like,
Yeah,
you know,
well,
like the
We are
characterization.
choosing- this is literally us choosing porn categories. You understand that?
Yeah,
right?
I know, but like the thing is, like, it happened in this book as well. Like, I hated the main heroine because the only thing that was told about her was that she was type A and she had to have lists and like all this other stuff. Like, there is more to her than her wanting to be organized.
Yeah,
That is not the only thing. Like,
it's just,
she
it
could have a
doesn't build
conversation.
character. It
She
takes
could have a
away from it.
conversation with someone without running through a mental list in her head, being like, well, I've got to figure this out, and I've got to do this, and I've got to do that, and I've got to ask these questions, and blah, 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 blah. And I was like, is that her only personality trait? Is that she's innocent, and that she's
And she
ditzy,
worries.
and that she's type A? Like, that's it.
I don't know if I would call it ditzy.
Yeah, but because she was naive, and she didn't see the bad in her sister, and like, oh, God forbid, like, she was...
But I don't know if that's ditzy or naive, because I feel the same way. I would do the same thing with one of my
No, but she was
siblings. I
portrayed
that way
as like
from-
naive. Like that's her portrayal in the book was that
Okay.
she was so naive because how couldn't she like see that her sister was an awful person? Why would she ever trust her sister?
And she,
like, that was...
and because she doesn't realize it until men tell her that. Like,
Yeah,
that's when
until
she comes to the realization.
No,
that
I
it's-
hear what you're saying. Yeah.
So like like it's so annoying because it's written by women, right? And then then women typecast women again. Like you can't be both. You can't be like intellectual and like complicated. And
This is not just about this book, by the way.
No, this is
all
like
rom-coms.
every book.
Like,
Like,
nothing
it's
against
just-
Lucy's score about this.
no, it's just happening in more books that I read, and it's getting more frustrating because you can't be both intellectual and interesting and have a duality and an internal monologue, and then also look a certain way at the same time. Like it's all great to like include diversity of characters and diversity of body types and appearances, but then you include these body types and appearances, and then you stereotype those body types and appearances. It's the same way like when you include plus size heroines, but they're only obsessed about their weight.
I fucking hate
That's
that.
what I mean. Like it's like it was.
No, I know what you're saying. I understand everything that you're saying, but that specifically fucking gets my gears going. And I've said it several times on the podcast. I am a plus size person and I actually really fucking like myself. And you are demeaning people by saying something like that for people who actually genuinely like who they are.
Well, that's my
You
problem.
are
It's like,
belittling that.
what's the
Yeah,
point
yeah.
in including diversity of characters if you're going to stereotype your diverse characters?
It's
Just
less
don't do
diverse.
it.
It's part
It's
of
less.
Yeah.
It's like less. It's like incredibly frustrating.
Yeah.
I think one of the books that we've read where it wasn't an issue was Jackie Walker's, the one with the neurodivergent.
Yeah, but that's because she had
character.
lived experience, and that's the difference. Is she has a lived experience of
Yeah.
someone who is neurodivergent within her life, and that's the important thing. Is like if you're going to do something like this,
Or plus size.
or
as
like
well.
or plus size,
Yeah.
like if you're going to do something like this, talk to somebody like that. Like have a conversation.
This is why sensitivity readers exist.
So this is what we were talking about when we actually read that stupid fucking army mafia military book, whatever it was how dangerous the BDSM was in that, because she literally did no research. She
Yeah.
didn't speak to anyone. She just made assumptions and went with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that makes us angry.
Yeah.
So yeah. PSA for anybody out there that's never met anybody in their life that dresses slightly alternative. None of us are chaotic or do crimes. I sit on the couch most evenings playing
You
video.
are so chaotic.
I am
No, I'm
not.
just
I live
kidding.
so
No,
like I
I'm
go.
joking, I'm
I
joking.
work 8 hours a day. I have a
do.
degree. I read books and I play video games, and that is the extent of who I am.
It's
Yeah.
true. I'm way more chaotic than you, and I genuinely fit the rom-com, like,
Pump
Yeah.
and dump
Persona.
stereotype.
yeah, I literally fit the rom-com persona, and I'm so much more chaotic than you.
Yeah. So can we stop? Like that. Like I'm putting this out there now. Like I don't know. Talk to people. Like if you know authors, just let them know. Like can we stop? Like just can we stop with this trope that to be a good partner in a relationship, you have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or just
Um,
over care, like just just stop leaning on like tropes and like one element of a person's character, just make them like a real person, you know?
Yeah.
Or like plus size women aren't only plus size. They don't only think about being plus size. Like type A women aren't only type A. They don't only think about their fucking list.
I don't only think about being plus size. I also think about all the donuts I'm going to eat tomorrow. That's the other thing that pisses me off. They always assume that plus size chicks are just plus size because of food.
At least
they have an unhealthy relationship with food.
With food. Like, fuck off. Like, I eat... Just now, I had, like, cottage cheese on rye bread and eggs.
Yeah.
It's just not...
Like, how is that unhealthy?
I feel like my body type now is only represented with the mean girl. The bad character. The bad girl. Like the one that is like the bitch, or that the main heroine has to like humiliate in order to get the man. I'm the character that can't keep the man.
What's she called in Zodiac? The one that's obsessed with Dante.
Yeah, I don't remember her.
You're her.
Yeah, I am.
Which is not true because you support women more than anybody I know.
Yeah, you do. My character type is lazy, has really bad relationship with food, and has never run in her life.
Yeah, and Betty's is like only tough. That's all that you need to know about it.
Yeah, that's it.
I can't hold a relationship, and I drink too much, and I commit crimes.
Yeah.
So there you go.
You've never been vulnerable in your life.
No, don't have a... Well,
I think you need a man to be vulnerable.
I think people already think that about me. Not true. But yeah, I don't know.
It's not true at all. Actually, that's one thing I'll say. That is so untrue. That's like beyond the untruth of the untruths.
Yeah. None of us fit these like bizarre stereotypes.
Because not any person fits one stereotype.
And I think
exactly. This morning I messaged you guys. You were like, "Do you want to record?" And I'm like, "Sorry, I got to go out and exercise."
That's what I mean, because we're all complicated people with internal problems and just like and complete duality of like how our appearance versus like our insides. And it's so frustrating because this is written by women. These books are written by women, the people that are meant to represent us, the people that are meant to understand
not
us
all of them
more.
are written by women,
but you know what I mean? Like the books we read are written by women. They're meant to understand that we're, for our entire lives as women, we are placed in boxes by men. And they're meant to break those boxes, those stereotypes, and say that this isn't how women are. Like, we're complicated, and we're different, and we're widely diverse in whatever way possible we want to be. But, like if women can't even do that, then I'm losing hope. Like,
yeah. I remember once I read a book, and it made me so angry. And it was about this plus-size chick who hated her body so much that she ended up taking these tablets and almost killing herself on them because she was like under eating so badly. And
did the man save her? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, because she can't. Yeah, because you need men to show you the way, to show you.
She can't go through an internal conflict with her body and then come out herself, resolving the issue.
The fact that it was just being slightly overweight was so poorly looked at that this author went to the extreme of she was destroying herself and had a heart attack. That was essentially what happened because of the tablets she was taking. Just like was so offensive.
Oh, 100%. But it's normalized.
So offensive.
But it's so...
I know, and it's wild. And the other thing that's normalized, sorry, I'm going to bring this up as well, is like when you call somebody, when you say to somebody, "Oh my God, you're so skinny," that's also wrong. Like you wouldn't go up to somebody and say, "Oh my God, you're so fat," in the street. Why the fuck do you think it's okay to go up to somebody and say, "Oh my God, you're so skinny"?
As a romantic at heart, which is why I read these books, the last thing I want to be thinking about when I read these books is any of the daily conflict I go through every single day as a woman.
Yeah.
Because it's fiction. It's fiction. There shouldn't be stereotypes in fiction. Like, and you're perpetuating these stereotypes because, like, how many people have read this book? Like, hundreds of thousands of people have read this book.
Hundreds of thousands.
Right?
Hundreds of thousands.
And what? So, like...
But it's not just this book. Like, I just want to make that clear when we say...
it's just an example, but, like,
yeah.
This is a popular book, and there's lots of books out there where hundreds of thousands of women are reading these books, right? And then it becomes an unconscious bias within themselves So they might be like, well, I want to look like this, or I want to perform like this, but I don't want to fulfill the stereotype. Like, what? Like, I don't.
There is one author I do know of who doesn't do this, and I feel like I keep going back to it, but it is the Swan Star, because I can't even remember what majority of her people look like.
I think Jade West was actually quite fucking good at it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I read
she's
a lot of
another
her
one.
books when
But
we
for a
interviewed her.
rom-com,
Yeah, for a
what I
yeah,
mean
this
is TL Swan,
yeah.
she doesn't do it. It's not even something that's considered in it. It's not even like a focal point.
This is I think this is only contemporary and new adult and rom-com, because dark romance doesn't.
Well, she is rom-com.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Because dark, I like that. I guess this critique isn't directed towards dark romance, because dark romance breaks a lot of those stereotypes. Like the creation of dark romance was created with the intention of not having that ideal, like, conservative heroine.
Untrue.
I mean, it has the stereotypes in it, but a majority of the books you read within those categories break that conservative, like
it
heroine.
focuses on a non-conservative relationship.
There are some that I recently read, which was quite really popular series, and I thought that it was, and I thought the same way. Like, the stereotypes were really heavy in it.
I guess maybe I don't think we read a lot of, personally, like, outside the podcast. When I go to dark romance, I don't think the majority of the dark romance I read is very popular.
Okay.
Yeah.
As much as I get heated and I critique these authors for perpetuating these stereotypes, I understand where it comes from.
Yeah. It's not individual blame, is it?
It's not. It's a wider problem.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like, I get where they
authors also have to sell books. You know, like, there's
Hey, guys, why don't we talk about our favorite sex scenes? Because we're going to end up going on about this for another 20 minutes. Favorite sex scenes.
I don't even know if I had a favorite one. Because
they were all kind of similar. It was just like a rom-com sex scene.
Yeah. Probably just like the first. Like, maybe like the first time they kissed. Like, that was nice. I liked that.
Always love a good break in tension.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
great. So, I started following some stuff on Instagram and Facebook, which is fucking hilarious. On Instagram, I don't know how the hell this happened, but I was in, I don't know, like Nazare or something, and this came up, and it's called Idaho Inmate Pen Pal.
Nice.
I get those on my TikTok.
Okay, but do you listen to them?
No, I just move straight past them because they make me cringe. But it's like, on my TikTok, there's all these videos of these like
dating profiles for inmates.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah.
But I have to say, it tells you what their offenses are on the
That's so dude
on the caption. So, like, some of them are literally like, you know, hardcore murder and shit, and then you listen to them talking, they're like, hey baby girl, just like, you know, want a friend, just looking for somebody to give me a hand when, you know, I'm lonely. And like, here we go. Offenses. I'm not going to say his name, that's me. Weapon, unlawful possession by convicted felon, burglary, grand theft auto by any common law, larceny, embezzlement, extortion, or receiving stolen goods.
Oh, that's not that bad. There was no like grievous bodily harm or violence enacted upon a person.
No, but they're fucking, some of these things are crazy. And then when you hear them talking, everyone has to go and have a look. When you hear them talking, they're like, hey baby girl, just looking for somebody to talk with me on the weekends when you're a bit bored. And I'm just like,
it's a huge thing. Like, for a really long time, my TikTok was inundated with like vlogs from people who are in relationships with prisoners, but like not like they were like prison wives basically, but like that's what they called themselves, but not like they were dating somebody and then they went to prison. Like, they met their partner while the person was in prison. Yeah, and then like established these like very serious relationships, ended up being like engaged or married like through the prison system. And then like all these vlogs about like preparing for like my hubby to come home. Like, these person, like, they've never met in person. Like, and they're about to go and pick up this like strange man from prison and then bring them home and live life as a happily married couple.
Pretty mad, eh?
There's another page
Go on.
which I joined on Facebook, and I think it is the most incredible thing because it's available in every city. So if you're not on it, join it. It's called "Sis, Is This Your Man?" ? And then you
I've
add the
seen that.
city name after that.
I've
So I'm
seen
on
it.
"Sis, Is This Your Man?" Sydney, and the fucking tea is insane. Yesterday I saw one. You wouldn't. I was on the phone to my best friend about this. I had to call her. I was like, "This isn't even fucking real." Claude, listen to this shit. I was like, they put his Tinder profile up, and one chick was like, "Oh my God, that is my baby daddy." And another chick was like, "What do you mean? That's my baby daddy." 3 chicks that found out that they had a baby with this guy and he wasn't paying child support to any of them, and they were all chasing him. It was like a whole thing. And they were like having a meltdown on the comments section. Fantastic.
Man. You can waste a
And, like,
lot of time on the internet.
Yeah.
Mate.
Like, I would spend hours looking at that page.
Same.
Oh, yeah, in general, yeah. No, I only have a look at the ones which like come up with a lot of comments because I know that something's going on. Like the rest of them, I don't really care. But there are so many where people comment and they're like, "Yes, that's my best friend. He's such a decent guy. But if you're looking for something long-term, maybe not the guy for you." Like it's genuinely such a good situation, but you're not allowed to snitch. You're not allowed to tell guys about it.
Yeah.
And a lot of them do, and now chicks are getting sued. So you got to be
Oh,
careful.
shit.
Sorry, sued.
Yes. Sued for defamation.
Oh, for
Man.
posting. But is it defamation if
posting,
it's
like-
true?
No, but men are stupid. How many times do we have to say
I was gonna
this?
say, like, you can't, like, for example, like the baby daddy situation, like, you either are or you are not somebody's baby daddy. Like, that's not defamation.
Yeah. Like, and like you either are or are not paying child support.
Yeah, like, none of that's defamation. It's just fact.
Yeah, honestly, some of it is amazing. Oh, so here they've posted one guy wrote up all this shit, and they were like, don't deal with this guy unless you just want to smash. And there are like 7 different chicks who have been on dates with this guy as being like, "Are you like, I went out on a date with this guy and he's such a dick. He's this, he's that.
I love
Like,
that.
this is what you can expect." I think it's so good because the amount of times that people have gone out on dates, like there have literally, what if a person is unsafe?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's a good idea.
I think it's such a good
I
thing.
just
And
don't
the
believe
men
we'd
who are
have
getting
one for
angry.
Dunedin, though.
No, there absolutely would
I'm
be.
gonna have a
There's
look.
one for every single town.
What is it called? Sis, is this your man?
Yes, this is your man. Maybe you can look up New Zealand because New Zealand's quite small, or South Island. But I think it's so good because the guys who are losing their shit getting angry are the ones who are getting caught out for bad behavior.
Yeah.
Like they're the ones who are really doing shitty things. So if you're on the dating market looking for somebody, there is a child with a banana outside my window. Join your local "Sis, Is This Your Man?" Sorry, it just freaked me out. Like, but I didn't see the child. All I saw was a banana go up in the air because the child is so small, and I'm like, why is there a banana floating? If you are starting to date, sorry, I keep coughing, I apologize. If you are starting to date, go on to "Sis, Is This Your Man?" Or if you are in the dating field, go onto it, type in your city afterwards or your state or whatever, and you can find your true love that
There
way.
is no one for Dunedin, but there is one for the wider of New Zealand area.
There you go. Follow it.
Like 1,000 k's away.
Yeah.
Dude, you'd probably still find people you knew. Dunedin's
Oh,
so fucking
fuck
small.
it. That's what I want to know. Like, I want to know if
Yeah.
anybody that I know is on this.
Yeah.
They very well might be. I've seen some guys who I know on there, and I would not recommend them to women.
Did you tell them that?
Absolutely.
No.
Because I know stuff that they've done to previous people. And it's our responsibility. Nobody is protecting women. It's our responsibility as women to protect each other.
Yeah.
So that's
Yeah.
why this shit is there.
Yeah.
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 And whoever came up with this idea deserves a fucking Nobel Peace Prize. But it's also giving men a chance. That's the thing. It's not just shitting on men. It's also giving men a chance.
Yeah. It's like, well, if you didn't want like negative reviews, then you shouldn't like be a negative
A
fucking
shit
A negative person.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like Yelp for men.
It is.
It's amazing.
How cool is it?
Dibs that app idea.
Yeah,
That would
for
make,
men.
big if you had an application that was just like Tinder reviews.
That would be actually so you could do it. You could do like a dating app, but let people leave reviews.
Yeah. Like went on
Yeah.
a date with this guy, like fucking sucked. Like, like con
Yeah.
man.
3
Yeah, but I
stars,
think
kind of
that
boring.
I think that sometimes if you do something like that, and I mean this in the kindest way possible, some people are just so fucking
You know, it would turn to
salty
shit.
about how
Yeah.
shit goes down. Like, I know that if I went on a date with a guy and he was a piece of shit, I would be like, you're an asshole, fuck off. And he would be like, fat bitch alert on my review. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so
I'm
don't think it
chronic.
would work.
I'm a chronic blocker, so
you so fucking are. I was like, I had a dream about it like 3 weeks ago about you blocking me. And it freaked me out. I was like, at some point in our friendship, she's going to block me. And I woke up. You know how you wake up and like
Did
you
you
dream
check
that your
my
boyfriend's
socials?
cheated on you?
did you check my socials to make sure I
No, I
hadn't blocked
didn't
you?
because I knew that you'd block me. It was but like, you know, when you wake up and you're like, my boyfriend cheated on me in a dream and it fucks your day. That's what happened to me. I was just like so
Like, Betty's
stressed.
blocked me.
Yeah.
Please don't hold that much value to my opinion. Of
With
you.
Are you
Okay,
kidding?
block.
No, stop it. You're one of the loves of my life.
It's a lot
Love
of
you.
pressure.
Yeah.
Betty's a
I
very
wouldn't do
decisive
Ever
blocker.
block me. But
Yeah.
just know that if you do block me, I will fucking hunt you down.
Well, I
Betty's
won't,
yeah.
I won't
If she
block
blocks
you.
you, then that's it. She won't ever unblock you.
yeah, but if I
No, she
won't,
will.
I won't block
She
you
will.
because George won't block you. So
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
annoy me through George.
Yeah, I'd find you.
Yeah.
I'd fly over and I'd fucking unblock myself.
Track her down.
Yeah.
Buy like a hunting dog. Sniff her out.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You don't fucking even try me, mate.
I wasn't planning on it, but the more you
I know.
say this, the more I want to. It's like you're.
I know.
It's like you're like goading me into blocking you.
Please don't.
But yeah, I feel
would
like my
probably have a mental breakdown.
my Tinder reviews would just be like someone being like, "Why did you block me?" Question mark. Okay. What are we doing next week?
We don't actually know
I
yet.
actually have no idea.
You know, I'm sorting it. At the moment, it's up in the air, but I'll let you know.
Well, you guys will find out when you're listening to the episode. So
Yeah.
when you read the little title.
Catch a fam.
Yeah.
Bye.
See you when you see you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Girls Who Read Porn. Follow us at Girls Who Read Pod on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And for all business inquiries, please send us an email on girlswhoreadporn@gmail.com. Art created by Jessica Wanney and music made by Dane Forgy Stevens. See you next week and stay smutty, team.